for buying things for myself, but if I'm, for example, at Target, I really am like, okay, but do I need it right now or can it wait? Because I know I've already bought things this month. Are you okay?
I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna cry. Like right now, I'm gonna cry.
And he was like, hey, you still have $20,000+ to pay. And I was like, no, I don't. What are you talking about? I mean, like, you get that kind of text from somebody and your heart just sinks. My rich life is, I don't really need to buy things. It's just being happy with my loved ones.
Aw, so sweet. Then why do you need to go to Target?
Why are you so material? When was literally, when was the last time I bought something for myself?
This was a very bad month for us. A lot of tears, a lot of surprises that
That's true.
were not prepared for. So we spent dollars. This week, we're probably oversharing a little too much. Hallie and I are pulling back the curtain on our finances and revealing how much we spent in 2024. Spoiler alert, it's a lot. We're gonna be very transparent, talking about student loans, spontaneous trips, and some expensive gadgets that I accidentally bought. We're not holding back, so Half Past Crew, let's get into it. Welcome to
Half Past Job.
Guys, welcome back to another episode covering my favorite topic. We're your hosts. My name is K2.
My name is Hallie.
And if you can't already tell, we're a married interracial couple. I'm Indian.
I'm so white.
And that's what we make our entire personalities about.
We do.
We talk about relationships. We talk about being an interracial couple. We also get questions from you because you guys go to www.halfpastja.com where you submit your own questions and stories. And you guys did a great job at submitting questions on Instagram at halfpastja because we have some financial questions that you guys have that we're going to be answering at the end of this episode. So make sure you stay tuned for that. We release new podcast episodes every Monday at 7 a.m. That means you need to subscribe. You need to like this video. And if you're on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, you need to give us 5 big old stars and then follow the podcast because guess what? That helps you get notified at 7 a.m. on Mondays when we post. So settle in, get cozy, and grab your jaw.
Quick shout out. Katie Aker, bestie, got me. Look at this mug. Can you tell? It's an upside down cat and there's little ears at the bottom. It's Sylvie and we're drinking our cha.
It's delicious. I am so excited to talk about finances today, Hallie. Can you tell?
When are you not excited to talk about finances, to be honest?
Excited. It's so important, guys. I'm like that dad, the dad that tells you to go get a job and start making money.
That's
I love
you.
It. Yeah, I'm that person.
I'm not even gonna lie. I'm not nervous, but I know you're gonna
I'm
this
just
happens,
intense.
Yeah, and this happens every freaking time we do an episode. I still have people come up to me and be like, why does he get so mad at you for buying coffee from the last time we've done finance episodes? So if you haven't watched those, you should probably go watch those because we did do an audit of each other separately. There were 2 separate episodes. We might have done another finance one in there as well. I don't know. But you did audit me and you got so mad at me for getting coffee. And again, to this day, I still have people coming up to me my God, I can't even talk. I'm so flustered. I still have people coming up to me being like, oh my God, Suketu, why do you even care? Why do you even, it's not that deep. And yeah, I agree. Within moderation, coffee is okay. But I just know he's about to roast me and I'm not stressed again, but I just know what's coming and I'm going to be rude right back.
I'm not going to be roasting anybody, okay? We're going to go through every single month, okay? And in the months, we are going through what our top spending category is, the one single expense, the most expensive expense that we have, the top expense, eating out cost, grocery cost, and then total spent for that month. I'm really excited to talk about this. I did have another section called shopping for a while, but then I looked at it and Hallie and I did a very good job at this. So there was 1 month where we did spend a lot, and that was because of technology. And not saying I took out that section just because of me, but...
No, we're going to talk about it. We're going to be... The whole point of this episode is to be incredibly transparent with everybody regarding our finances. We're getting into I'm looking at the outline. We're getting into intense numbers. So you guys are going to know exactly what we're spending and what we're doing, which is probably a good thing. Hopefully you can relate to this. Maybe we're crazy. You're crazy with the things that you wanted to buy. That's for sure. But let's get into it. I'm excited.
Yeah, we're going to be super transparent. There at the very end, we are sharing how much we made versus how much we spent for the whole year.
I don't want to talk about it.
And it's very, uncomfortable to share that kind of stuff. So,
But that's what we're here for, guys. We love you and we're being transparent. And 2025 is the year of getting it together. And we're here for you because we love you.
and then at the very, very end, a lot of questions from you guys. All right, let's get into it. January of 2024. This was a very bad month for us. A lot of tears, a lot of surprises that we
That's true.
were not prepared for after making a big financial decision that we were prepared for. Okay. So in January, well, not in January, in September, Hallie bought a car. And this was, a brand new car, a Honda CRV. It's an expensive car, okay? It's $40,000 plus. It's an expensive car, but we had the budget. We budgeted for it. We saved for 3 years to be able to buy that car. And Hallie's car was a gas guzzler. And
The one before. I had a Ford
Yes.
Taurus. R.I.P. Boris. I miss you every day.
And it had $8,000 worth of repairs that needed to be done
Yeah. So it's
to
like,
be operational. So we were like, let's sell it. Sold it for a good price.
what'd they give us? Like 6?
They gave us like 6.5, which is 6,500,
yeah.
which is a fantastic price for $8,000 worth of.
I don't
things
know that
needed
they
to be
like
done.
knew that there was that. And it was drivable. It's not like it was undrivable, but we did take it to the dealer that I bought my new car from, and they're like, "Oh, we'll give you this for. We'll trade it in." We're like, "Okay, solid."
And I'm the kind of guy who does not like loans, but in this case, the interest rate was low enough to where we thought we would get a loan. So we put $20,000 down on it, and we had $20,000 left on the loan, which is a fine. That's not a too big of a loan. I think that's fine. But in January, we got hit with something that we thought we had already done. We thought the student loans were over with when we graduated because we were aggressively paying off Hallie's student loans, which came out to around $27,000. So we thought. And so we could only see that because that's what was under her credit report, showing all of the numbers. And evidently, there was some money that was given to Hallie, but it was not in her name. So it wasn't in her credit report, and it wasn't in like the way that she could just go ahead and pay herself. And so we just didn't know about it. And it just sat there for 3 years. And this was a big surprise because it wasn't just a small chunk of money. It was over $20,000. Just the same amount that we had to pay on another loan. So now we got $40,000 of debt that we knew $20,000 worth of, right?
Mm-hmm.
So how would you feel, Hallie, in this month of January?
Oh my God. Well, no, we found out in December, like right before my birthday. So basically what had happened is loans had they were starting to come back because there was a COVID deferment. So my dad got a letter in the mail and he was like, "Hey, you still have $20,000+ to pay." And I was like, "No, I don't. What are you talking about?" I mean, like, you get that kind of text from somebody and your heart just sinks. You're like, no, I don't. What are you talking about? And yeah, took some digging and figuring out, but we finally figured out the root of the issue, and it was complicated and crazy. And we did pay it in January, and it was really hard. It was something we were not expecting to pay, and that is not a small amount of money by any means. And especially when you're not prepared to do that. Oh my gosh, that was hard. What a bad way to start the year off, honestly.
It was supposed to be like the year of no big expenses. It was supposed to be the year of saving. But we started off pretty tough. We went to the college to see like, hey, like you gave us this money. Why? Where did it go? Can you give us some insight? We went to the banks to actually submit like a statement to show like where did that money go?
We had no idea.
And we ended up getting all the bank statements for that bank account that was already closed, all that stuff. And so like it was so difficult to find out where that money went. And there is still a significant chunk of it that just disappeared. And so we tried our best to like open up like a investigation on it, but it didn't go anywhere.
Yeah, it's not like big enough, I guess, that people care about it. Because there's still like a few $1,000s that we're like, I never got that money. Like, where did that go? So
it was just a bad situation, but the only way to get over it is pay it and kind of move on.
Because otherwise it would just accrue interest and get worse until the situation was solved. And I didn't want that to happen. So it's like, you know what? let's just pay whatever I'm supposed to pay, that they supposedly gave me whatever, did not give me all that money, but I paid it anyways. Some people maybe would have fought that harder. Me personally, I just was like, let's get it over with. I'm already sick to my stomach about this. Like, let's get it over with. It was ridiculous. Terrible situation.
That went into me having like a panic attack almost.
Yeah.
And so we saved aggressively. Like we cut every expense ever.
For 3 months.
For 4 months.
4 months.
But it was well worth it because we were able to kind of bounce back a little bit and kind of live our lives normally for the rest of the year after April. So let's go into it. Top spending category for January, loan payment. Yikes, $20,000, $20,855. Okay. After this happened, we started the aggressive saving. All right. Eating out, we spent $207. Groceries, we spent $378. Total spent that month $25,144.
God, that like just hurts my soul to think about what a dark place we were in just a year ago, because that happened and because we were trying to aggressively save and like again recover from this unbeknownst situation. Like we had no idea what was happening. It was such a strain on our relationship, you guys, and I just remember like there were so many times where like it just put such a strain on both of us, and like we were so stressed out because, and like we're fine, right? We're fine, but like there was just like just so much not tension, but like we were just irritated. It's like we were irritated at the situation, irritated that we had to pay it. Like it was just a terrible month. And so really it was like after that in February things got better.
Well, I don't think in February I
was a little bit in a better place than
I was
January.
not, because I was like, debt bad. I got to get rid of all debt that exists. So in the next month, our next biggest spending category is a loan payment. We paid off Hallie's car. The top single expense was a car payment of $18,955. And that set us back another $22,327 for that month. So the total spent for that month is $22,327. Eating out, $118. Groceries, $585. We increased our groceries because we're done eating out.
Yeah.
We are not eating out anymore. That is not a thing. We're stopping that immediately because we need to save money. And not only the eating out section, but if you can see, we spent 25 the last month, 22 this month, even though our expenses, like we had to reduce everything that we were doing. So any shopping, everything cut completely out. In the matter of 2 months, Hallie, the Patels were down $47,471.
Yeah, we were down bad.
It did not get better in February.
Yeah, no, it didn't. I lied. I remember now. Those January, February, March, I was in a dark place, and so were you, but it was just really hard. And I'm thinking back to it now, how challenging that was, because, and I'm not trying to drag you, I really respect that you were trying to get us back on track. And I felt so guilty that like somehow I just felt like the whole loan thing was my fault. So that was really hard for me to get over. So I think I had a lot of anger towards myself, but also like I wanted to go along with everything that we had mapped out together. And like, we're back on the road to getting, in a good financial state. But like, I did have resentment. I had resentment like towards myself and then towards you as well, because it just felt like we were taking it too seriously. And looking back, I want to ask you, would you change your attitude and how you treated certain situations? Because you were in a constant state of stress. And in relationships, when one person's stressed, it's pretty much impossible for that other person not to get stressed. So I want to know from your perspective, because that was really hard for me.
I think in terms of how strict I was with the money, I would not change that. But in terms of how my attitude was, yeah.
Yeah, you had a terrible attitude.
I had a terrible attitude. I was like...
You were mad about everything.
I was.
Like, I couldn't do anything right. I'm just being honest with you guys. But, like, I could not do anything right. This man was irritated all the time.
I wasn't irritated at you. I was just...
The situation, but then it came off as irritated towards me.
I get where you were...
And you would start arguments.
That.
Where, yeah, you get.
Yeah, I think it's the
now
stress.
Now I'm mad. Now I'm just mad.
The stress really got to me, and it was bad.
It did. And it just would like messed. this is not saying, I'm not blaming you for like all of my problems, but like your anger and your stress for like 3 months was
Bad.
really hard to be around.
It was bad. And once we got to a place that we kind of could bounce back a little bit. And guys, we're spending over $20,000 a month for those last 2 months. We do not make over $20,000 a month. So we are so negative. It's not even funny.
We're so down bad.
And it really was hard on me. It was just too much. And I knew that I wouldn't bounce back till the finances were straight. It doesn't have to be like, oh, we have to make that $47,000 back right now. It was just, I don't want to be negative for this long. I just can't. I couldn't do it. Just because,
even though like we have a whole house and everything we could ever want.
Because I know what happens to people in that situation.
Yeah, and I understand that.
And so it was very difficult for me to see the light until it was closer. Does that make sense?
It's easier now to talk about this, but I wanted to, I don't want to say like strangle you,
I get it.
but I wanted to.
I get it.
Like that sounds so aggressive, but like I could not. There were times, listen, I love you and I respect you. God, why are you sweaty?
Sorry. It happens when I record.
I just like, it was so hard to be around you.
I get that.
And I didn't want to be around, like,
I completely acknowledge that. Just like Caleb Hammer's show. I love Caleb Hammer, and he is so aggressive towards the person who's bad at finances.
But that's not his significant other.
I know it's not.
I'm your wife.
I completely get that. But the way that he's handling the situation, it kind of wakes the person up. And the way that I was trying to handle the situation was not to wake you up. It was to wake myself up.
Yeah, but do you see what a bad place that put you in?
It did. It really did. And so that's why I want to go to March.
Yeah.
Top spending category, mortgage, and a marathon. The only reason I put both of those is because the mortgage is the most expensive thing we spend on every single month, which is a little over $2,000 for that specific month. And the only reason it's $2,000 because we pay extra on our mortgage, so then we can pay it down. I changed that logic up as the year went on, just because we do have the great privilege of having a 2.8% interest rate. So it's like, do we really need to pay it off that early? Not really. And so as the year goes on, I stopped putting so much toward the house, but I was paying a little bit extra on top of the mortgage. That's why it's a little over $2,000. Besides the mortgage, we paid $225 for a half marathon ticket. 3 tickets, one for my dad, one for me, one for Hallie, that we couldn't even run because we didn't look at our calendars. We were going to a wedding that weekend, and
we were not thinking.
We were not thinking. And so there goes $225, but we ended up giving it to my mom and my sister, which they loved it. So that was worth it.
Yeah, it was. But I think, and I just want to point out again, like I literally don't think for 3 months that we were thinking clearly because of all the turmoil that we were going through with, just with like the whole finance thing, everything, and like starting a year, and like my job was really stressful at that time, and yours was too, and you were traveling all the time. Like it was just a lot. We were not thinking clearly. So March, a little bit better. We get better every month. Get better every month.
When I found out that we just spent $225 for something that we can't even go to,
I was like, oh great, another argument. Here we go.
No, it wasn't an argument. It was just for me. Like I was like, this is it. Like this is just going to keep happening for the rest of the year if I don't change my attitude. And so that was the first moment that I did change.
Yeah.
We did not argue about that. I said, let's just give it to my sister. Who cares? Like, I don't care.
And that's called taking the high road. And that's called having a bigger perspective on the situation.
And it took that for me to be able to just get a little better.
Ooh,
okay.
Your hands are cold.
Eating out, $170. Groceries, $479. We're still doing great on that aspect. The average eating out for a normal American is around $390. So we're doing pretty good.
Wait, for like one American? Or two?
For a couple, I think.
I think it's very important to point out that we are dinks, double income, no kids. So just want to put that out there. We didn't say it at the beginning, I think, but yes, we both have 2 incomes. So luckily, we're lucky enough that we do have money that we can bounce back. We have opportunities to make money is what I'm trying to say.
Total spent that month, $4,230. Way better than the last
pretty good
2 months.
Even though 235 of it was like wasted.
And
that's pretty
a
good.
Little over 2,000 of it was just the mortgage. So we only spent like $2,000 technically.
Good job.
April. Top spending category, again, mortgage and travel. The only reason I keep those two is because of the same thing I said. Mortgage was a little over $2,000 again. Travel was $466. Spontaneous trip to New York City. This is something we needed because of the situation we were in. We were like, okay, we're starting to bounce back. Let's go ahead and go to New York City next month. Not next month, but the month after. So we bought tickets for June. But it was a great decision. And it was only $466 because I think a little bit of the hotel cost and a little bit of the flights, and then the rest were just points. So it was pretty much a free, in quotes, free. It's still $400, but free trip to New York City.
Slay.
Eating out, $290. Groceries, $418. Total spent that month, $5,100. That's still that's a lot, but that's really good compared to what we were going through. May, we spent, our biggest category was camera lens. I think we spent $1,090.
Would that have been, that's a business expense as well.
That's a business expense, so it's not too big a deal. Worth it. It lets us more. It lets us, whenever we buy gear, it just helps our workflow. So it helps in every aspect of the work we do, and it's always worth it.
And it helps us make more money because we have better, more advanced gear and tech. And that's kind of what you need in the business that we do, in the photo, video, media business.
I remember why we got that lens. It's like, why did we get a lens in that month? It's because we had a Catholic wedding, and a lot of Catholic churches don't allow you to shoot in the middle aisle or anywhere close to the altar. And so we had to get like a zoom lens, like a really like a 70 to 200, and that's what that was. And eating out was $265. Groceries, $419. Still, we're still doing the whole not eating out too much. Okay, so May was the last month we are strict budgeting. All right, so we spent $5,351 that month. June is the month we went to New York City.
Woo! Best city in the world.
Our top expense was the hotel. The hotel was $408, which is not bad.
Not bad.
For a whole week. Do we regret it? No. Eating out.
Never. I will never regret going to New York City.
Eating out was a big one this month. We spent $783.
How is that possible?
We spent a lot of money.
How is that possible?
You got to think, we went to every single chai shop in New York City almost, because we made a video called "Going to Every Chai Shop in New York City."
Well, we did.
And then
we
also bought everybody who helped us some dinner that night, which was expensive.
Yeah.
So that adds up pretty quickly. And then on top of that, eating every single day in New York City is not cheap.
For like different meals. Yeah, you and me. Oh, shoot. Man.
Groceries that month was $353, which went down a lot compared to the last few months, which is great.
Dude, you know what's crazy? Like, if we lived in New York City, I want to know, okay, we have friends that live there. Like, how much do you spend?
On groceries. I want to know groceries.
On groceries and eating out. I would love to know, because like, literally, it's the, like, to me, you have so many options. It's like the best food options in the world. So how do you do that? How do you have the self-control to like not go out every single night or day? I like Los Tacos wouldn't be able to.
And Los Tacos isn't cheap. Like, it's not like a cheap thing. But
so good.
Total spent that month was $4,797, which is less than the 2 previous months. And we still went to New York City.
Dang.
So
I'm impressed.
I'm very impressed with that.
I'm very impressed.
We're halfway through the year, everybody. We are halfway through the year. This is where we tell you to subscribe and like this video if you haven't already.
Please.
Comment anything about finances that you want right now. Did you spend a lot in 2024? Are you going to change it in 2025? I want to know right now. Comment. July, Hallie.
Ooh, okay. What did we do in July? Oh, we went somewhere.
We both went to different places
for
a bachelor and bachelorette party.
We did.
Our top expense was definitely travel.
Woo!
Now, our in this month also, the mortgage did go down to $1,700 because I started to take off the extra payments. Because like I said, like we needed the extra cash to be able to kind of recover from what happened at the beginning of the year. So I started to cut back on paying extra payments. Top travel expense was I think it was like all the food and the stay that we had to that we paid for, which was $905 for the both of us. actually not that bad for Miami and Palm Springs.
That's not that bad.
And so eating out total was $328, which was that's fantastic.
That's pretty good.
For going somewhere for a weekend, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Groceries, $380.
Okay.
The whole month was $5,947. That was a lot. And the reason,
it's not terrible considering we both took 2 separate trips.
Yeah, it's not terrible, but it is a lot. So we definitely planned this one. Like we knew this was happening, so we had time to plan it and adjust our finances for it. That's the only reason we were able to do that. August.
What did we do in August? Anything?
We had to pay our registrations in August.
Oh, ew.
That's the only thing. And I hate my life because we have 2 cars that have very high registrations.
Why? Why is that?
The top categories is auto for obvious reasons. The single top expense is our registrations. And the reason they're so expensive is because Hallie decided to get a 2024 Honda CR-V.
Okay, well, you have an electric car, so there's a gas tax because we don't buy gas. Registration is very expensive.
Indiana only. Indiana sucks, okay? Indiana.
Can we leave? Like,
why do you charge extra money if you get a new car and if your car is electric? You got to pay extra in your registration just to have the car. And so our registration cost for 2 cars was $1,210. That is insane to just own a car. Like that's
only an Indiana thing. That's an Indiana thing.
That is an Indiana. There's other states that do that, but that is just an Indiana thing. Because Ohio, $50 a year. $50 a year just to renew.
Why is Indiana different?
Even like New Jersey and stuff, like everybody has like $50 a year to renew registration. Canada, you pay your registration once.
That must be nice.
You never have to get it again. You're just done.
Well, that's not fair.
So anyways, that month, $4,740. Eating out, we spent $263.
Hey.
Groceries, $439.
Ah.
Fantastic. Good job. September, our top category was travel.
Where'd we go?
The reason our top category was travel is because we bought tickets to somewhere we're going soon.
Oh.
Wink, wink. This was our single expense. The flight cost $3,410. But because I got them points, the total for 2 tickets in premium economy to another country, another continent of India, was
the homeland.
$1,700. So
that is pretty good. Just want to put that out there.
For 2 tickets, that's pretty dang good.
That's very pretty.
That's what happens when you know how to use credit cards, which one of you guys asked a question about that.
Well, you also had a traveling job, so you were able to rack up points, which is really a nice perk
but
that not everybody has.
I paid for this with my credit card points that I earned.
Oh.
So
wait.
Not even.
There we go. Oh, that's air horn.
Yeah.
Shoot.
That's okay.
No. That's what I meant to do.
This applause means so loud.
Because we just want to applaud you. You're such a hero.
Eating out.
No, good job.
Eating out in September was $383. Groceries was $315. Total spent $7,166. That's a lot. But you got to keep in mind tickets. So
that's true, because if you think about it, it's really hard to find like reasonable tickets to another country. And we're not flying economy, guys. We're flying premium economy. Woo!
Because Hallie is so pretentious.
Literally, you said after flying premium economy last time to India, you're like, I don't think I could ever go back. Well, I just can't fly regular economy again. You're the pretentious one.
October, our total spent. I'm going to start with total spent.
Oh my God.
Our total spent was $6,038. It's a lot.
Yes. Okay, and why? Why?
It's because we both got brand new phones.
Yeah.
How much did we spend on the phones? $1,573. Guess what? That is not a lot for 2 brand new iPhones because we traded in our phones, okay?
Yeah, that's true.
So keep that in mind. And one of them was a tax write-off because it's for the business. So technically.
It was, yeah.
It's okay.
But I just want to point out, and this will go along with something that we talk about in December as well. We did not need new phones. We got new phones because you wanted a new phone.
No. Everyone, get a new phone 2 to 3 years after you buy your phone. So then you can trade it in and get a good value for your phone. Otherwise, your value goes down. And so like the reason I like doing it is because I got back like what? Over $700 for my phone. So it's like,
you got for which one?
I got back I think $670 for my iPhone 14.
What I get for my 13 mini, like 300.
You got not that much, like $300.
It's not well.
So like things like that. Like if you wait longer, then you're just not going to get back enough money to be able to trade it in.
You're cooked.
And if I'm not saying everybody needs the newest tech, but I'm the kind. Live
Here we
your
go,
rich
everybody.
life. Live your specific rich life. My rich life is having good tech, the best tech. That is what I love, and that is what I will organize my finances to be able to do that.
My rich life is just, I don't really need to buy things. It's just being happy with my loved ones.
Aw, so sweet. Then why do you need to go to Target?
Why are you so material? When was literally when was the last time I bought something for myself from Target? The last time I went to Target, I bought something for you.
And you bought some perfume for yourself.
Okay, because I don't have any.
Okay.
That was one thing. It's $15. That's it.
This month we need to control our eating out a little bit. $403 eating out, groceries $442.
So we also went to Columbus, Ohio in October because we had our half marathon.
So we did eat out then.
We did. We ate out. Ooh, we had some good food. We had some good food when we were there. And that was kind of expensive. Columbus has a really good food scene, so highly recommend.
November, our top spending category again was travel.
Because where were we in November? Arizona.
Oh shoot, we were in. I was like, wait, where did we go?
Besties got married. It was a phenomenal weekend.
It was
best time ever.
That was like the coolest hotel we've ever stayed in.
Oh, it was so nice.
When I first saw it, like the hotel was $1,100, so that was our top expense. When I first saw that expense, I was like, oh my god, that's a lot of money. I got there, I was like, I see why this is a lot of money. It was the nicest hotel we've ever stayed in.
It was so nice, yeah, and we had such a great time. Like we didn't have to do like anything. Like
I mean,
they had everything there. Like it was such a big. It's a resort, right?
Yeah, it
had like everything there that we didn't have to do anything, and food was taken care of. Like it was phenomenal.
I actually wish
it was
we
amazing.
took advantage of it a little more.
We should have gone like a few days earlier. That was great.
Yeah, that was fantastic. Eating out $357 that month because we were taken care of so well.
Mm-hmm.
Groceries $477. Total spent that month was $4,730. Fantastic. Great. As long as we stay under 5,000, I'm okay with that.
Oh, what happened in December?
I'm not sure. December, everybody, I little splurged for myself. And so our top spending category was shopping. Specifically the Apple Store. The top single expense was a computer for $4,200. That's a lot of money. It's the one this one right here that you see. I used a $1,000 credit I had. Okay, I had a $1,000 credit that would expire at the end of the year. So either I lose $1,000 credit for free that I just got for free, or I would spend it. So I had to make a decision. I had a game time decision. What do I do with the $1,000? So not only did I get that, but I traded in my laptop for $909. So I got $2,000 off this laptop. The total came out to $2,476 after tax and everything. It was worth it. Worth it. Eating out $381, groceries $514, total spent that month $6,246, and that is everything we spent in 2024. Now I want to go through the big numbers.
Please do.
The totals. Okay. After we go through some trends we noticed, we started noticing groceries were going up in price from the beginning of the year. Eggs went up in price.
Oh my gosh,
a ton.
They did.
We
love eggs.
We went from paying for groceries like around like it was like $350-ish, and then by the end of the year we were paying over $400 to $500 on groceries every month. And that was just because the grocery prices just kept rising and rising.
It was getting really expensive. And I coupon. All right, I'm very strict about how I coupon and prep for things. Like I plan groceries. I go to the store like 2 times a month, 2 maybe 3 times a month. But I do a pretty good job of planning exactly what we need and making sure that I use it. And the fact that I was doing that and couponing and I didn't change anything shows that prices were increasing. And I know that because I was doing the same thing practically every time I went to the store.
Guys, I think Hallie needs to do a whole lesson on how she does this whole couponing.
I agree.
And all the meal prepping that she does, not in terms of like meal prepping on a Sunday. She literally plans out all the meals for the whole week, so we know exactly the amount of food we need, the amount of groceries. That's why we were able to keep the grocery bill so low. Is because of the work that she has to put in over the weekend or whatever day that she plans that, because we would not be able to do that. So I praise you.
Thank you
for that. That is fantastic.
So with that, we were able to plan out the days that we were going to eat out. So we know that like maybe we eat out 2 days a week, 1 to 2 days a week or whatever. So like I'll have it on the calendar. We're having this day, this blah, blah, blah. Thursday, oh, we can eat out. Friday, eat at home. Saturday, date night. Sunday, I'm making this, that sort of thing.
We also realized how much money you can save if you don't have debt. We paid off every debt we have besides the house in 2024. And so for me, the stress of having that weight, and like, I don't know if you've noticed, but I am so good with my life and like spending and money relationship since July. Wouldn't you say so?
Wait, you're like, wait, what?
Like, I feel so much better about it, more comfortable. Like I'm not, like if we go to the grocery and you're like, yeah, let's get this and this. And I'm like, yeah, of course.
Well, yeah, because I planned for that.
Exactly. But like usually I would be like, do we really need that? Do we need that?
Well, you still do that.
But not as much as I used to. I used to like nag at everything. I don't do that anymore. Why are you such
like, you're a naggy person?
Can you just tell me that I'm okay, then
you
better?
Are. I will say you have, I know, I'm sorry. I have a problem. I'm sorry. I want to say how amazing you are and how far you've come.
It's been,
because you've had a rough journey.
It's been a rough journey.
And like, I'm not even saying this for me. Like, I'm not saying, oh my gosh, well, like your stress affects me so much, but like, I can't imagine being you. And like, that's something that has been a real battle for you to not be overwhelmed by. I mean, like everybody has their own things that they like, it's really hard for them to not get stressed out about that thing. And I think that was you with money for so long. And I'm really, really impressed to see how far you've come by you're not letting that overcome you anymore. You're like, you have more control over it than it has control of you, which I really admire.
I try my best.
You're doing great, sweetie.
Did you notice any trends throughout the year?
I don't know. I mean, I did a lot less shopping. I know that.
A lot less, guys. Like insane less.
Because you'd be like, do you really need that?
But the reason I saw it is because Hallie is starting to like, she's living her rich life. She's making sure that she's spending money on things that she really needs and that will actually improve her life and the things that she wants.
That's a fact. You taught me that.
That is amazing. Cause like what happened in the past, I feel like is like, it was just like a thing that you do. Like you go to Target, you buy 1 or 2 pieces of clothes and go home and then you wear those clothes and then you're like, it's a weekend. Let's go to Target again. And then buy 1 or 2 pieces of clothes. And then like, it's like, where's the value in that when there's like people across the ocean who don't even have clothes and you're just buying this for no reason that you're just probably going to throw away the next year and then buy new clothes. And like, I think that's the realization that you had.
Yeah, I think my perspective changed a lot because I really started to and again, it really stemmed from the beginning of last year because I'd be like, you know what? Like, it doesn't even really fulfill me. Like, I used to just love to go shopping to just look at things. And don't get me wrong, I still love doing that. I love perusing. Okay, I love doing that and just walking around stores. Like, it's a definite stress reliever for me. It's just enjoyable. I like taking my time and going through aisles, grocery store, clothing store, whatever it may be. And so I would say the lack of shopping definitely came from the hard conversations that we had early on in 2024. And it made me really realize, well, I don't need this to be happy. And I started to see that over time. Like, okay, well, I haven't been shopping and I'm still like, I'm fine. I don't need that. And so now, especially for some of the goals that we want to hit this year, not that I feel guilty for buying things for myself, but if I'm, for example, at Target, I really am like, okay, I know I need this, but do I need it right now or can it wait? Because I know I've already bought things this month. Are you okay?
I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna cry. Like right now, I'm gonna cry.
Well, listen, it's just taught me a lot more patience and it's given me a lot of logical thinking skills. And it's really helped me to understand what's important in life versus, like what I do need and what I don't need. And like, for example, we went to Target like a few months ago and I bought my favorite cardigan I've ever owned. And I was like, you're like, do you want that cardigan? I'm like, yeah, I really do. I don't have one. I don't have a sweater that's this color, that's this style, that's this color. I think I already said color, but like this fabric material. Like I don't have one. I know I would wear it all the time, and I literally wear it all the time. And you were like, well, just get it. And I'm like, well, like I want to make sure that it's actually something. Okay, I think I will. And then I'm not going to get anything else. So like I just grabbed that sweater. We left, and like I said, I wear it all the time.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people might think we're crazy for that, but the reason we're able to do what we do, I feel like stems to that restriction and thought process.
Guys, let me let you know a little secret. It sucks, but being disciplined is the way to go in any aspect of life, whether it be saving money, whether it be with your diet, whether it be with exercise or your night routine or like what time you get up or just anything. Oh my gosh. This is the way, I promise. And it's been through tough realizations and a tough year or months or however long that I've really learned this and started to apply it in my life and seen how it's paid off.
And time for what you've all been waiting for. How much we spent versus how much we made. Are you ready for this?
No.
All right. It's not as bad as you think.
It sounds like it's going to be bad.
I put some other numbers in there to kind of justify the spend, right?
Okay.
So we spent $105,000. $105,000. To be exact, $105,718,000. That's a lot of money. But when you account for the loan payments, including the car and the student loans, that is $47,471. So $47,471 was just loan payments. So if you subtract that, that's $58,247. So for example, this year, technically, we should be spending around $58,000 to $65,000. Okay, that is the goal for this year. We were able to just spend $58,000, not including the loan stuff. Okay, to be able to survive on $58,000 is impressive. That is impressive. That is not easy to do. In this day and age, like everybody's saying, oh, you got to make six figures. Oh, you got to do this. Oh, you got to do that. You can survive on $58,000 now
and still have fun.
But not go crazy. We went to a bachelorette party. We got to see our friends get married. Have to be able to budget those things in and plan for those emergencies. For example, $47,000 out of a bank account one day. Like that's a big drastic change, but we prep for those things.
Yeah, because you never know. Like, for example, this year we've already had, well, I guess it was technically last year, but in the emergency room, doctor's visits, being in the hospital, like those are things that being disciplined with your money allows you to prep for. And it sounds harsh, but in this day and age with how expensive just living is, you have to have some sort of discipline in your finance routine because this world will eat you alive if you don't.
It's too
expensive. You'll get taken advantage of. It's a crazy world, you guys. And I'm thankful for you to help me understand all the finances.
I hope you guys are getting something from this. And you'll get a lot more because you guys asked some really good questions. So the amount we earned was just a little over $150,000. Remember, we're dinks. We're double income.
Is that after taxes?
This is after tax, and both working in a biotech, right? And so
and
it's like
worth our business as well.
That also includes a lot of our business. I guess from that, you guys asked a ton of questions about like the saving side of things. So I'll go into more of that because you see the 150 and you see 105. Where'd that middle area go? Where did that money go? Time for your finance questions.
Dear goodness gracious! Oh my gosh.
All right, how many credit cards do you both have? Is it good practice to have 4 to 5 a person? You shouldn't have any credit cards if you don't know how to use a credit card, right?
All right, well, harsh, but yeah.
I'm big into credit cards. I love them. I think I have like 7 to 8 credit cards. Hallie has like 3, maybe, I would say.
Yeah.
Around 3.
That sounds right.
If you know what to use the credit card for, then get the credit card. For example, I have Discover, Chase, Capital One Venture X, Amex Platinum. I have the Chase Inc. Business, Wells Fargo, and a Prime Visa. So the Amazon Prime one. I like the Prime card because we shop on Amazon a lot. Chase Business is fantastic. I love Chase in general. The Chase Freedom, Great card. Discover, if you're a student, get the Discover It card. It was what me and Hallie got first.
Oh, it was so
A
cute.
great credit card. And then we got the
It
Chase
was.
cards.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you know how to use a credit card, get the credit card. If you don't know how to use it, meaning if you get a credit card, you can't even get the bonus offer that they're giving you, don't get the credit card. It's there's a game to it, and you got to learn how to play the game.
So did you say how many like the average person should have?
I would say have 1 to 2 starting, and then if you want to play the game, you got to do like 7.
Play the game.
7,
What are you
8.
talking
Yeah, you
about?
got to play the game with the credit card points and all that. You got to be able to transfer points to different partners and all of that. If you there's a whole game to credit cards, and if you know how to play it, you can take advantage of those credit card
That
companies.
sounds gross. That's why you're gonna do that, because I don't really care enough.
It's fun. It's a great time.
You handle the games. I handle other things.
How many loans do you have? Do you split payments?
So many loans.
We only have a house loan. It's the best thing in the world. Not having debt. It's very valuable to not have debt. So if you can get rid of it, try and get rid of it quickly.
What advice would you have for somebody who, this is a question of mine because I don't know if somebody asked it, but what advice do you have for somebody who has a lot of debt?
Aggressively save. Aggressively
Is there
save.
a nicer word for that?
No. Dave Ramsey says that. Aggressive.
Oh, okay. How do we feel about Dave Ramsey?
How do we feel about Dave Ramsey? Leave a comment down below.
How do you, okay.
I don't agree with what Dave Ramsey says when it comes to credit cards. He says no credit cards, buy cash. People can't do that.
Not anymore.
I can't do that.
Not in today's day and age.
I'm not going to go have $300,000 just laying around and putting it into a house. Like, that's not going to happen.
That's definitely like an older way of thinking.
That's not happening. So I don't agree with everything Dave Ramsey says. He has a good heart when it comes to finances. He wants people to do better. He wants people to get out of debt. But I think there's an extreme level to him. I'm more of so like the Caleb Hammer side in terms of being smart with your money. He does a good job of kind of showing you that side of things.
What about Graham Stephan?
Graham Stephan's also, I agree with him more than Dave Ramsey. He's a great guy too.
Finance guys.
And no, we do not split payments. And then the next question is, do you have a secret savings that you don't know about? And I said, I hope not.
Can I just be honest? I literally don't know how I would go about doing that. Like, what? Do I call the bank and say, hey, can I have a savings account?
And then put the money on the side. Trust me, guys. I know where every single penny.
I wouldn't know.
I know where every penny
that
comes
sounds
into this house
bad.
goes.
Like, I should know how to do something like that, but I don't.
And you do know how to.
I mean, like, if I
You
had
figure it
to,
out.
yeah, like, but
don't do that.
Well, yeah, like, what do I need to hide from you? I'm not going to the strip club and making it rain. That sounds like so dumb.
We have one bank account. We have separate credit cards. So, like, if Hallie buys something, I can't see what's on her specific.
Wait, which
credit
one is
card.
that?
All of them.
Wait, really?
No, I can't. Well, technically, no. Sorry. The next question is about any apps that we use. It's Rocket Money. Rocket Money is fantastic. So technically, I can see everything because we have to track our finances. Where are we shopping? Where are we doing everything? So I can see everything.
Oh.
So there's no hiding any expenses from me, Hallie.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Well, not that I'm trying to, but like, let me tell you guys, sometimes it does like bite me in certain situations where like it's your birthday or
But
like,
I'm not looking I only look at the Rocket Money app once a month. That's it.
okay.
I don't
Because
look
like
at
sometimes
it
I
on a
want to
daily
surprise,
basis.
like for his birthday, I'm like, can I order something or is he going to see it? Like, I don't want to know. I don't want him to know where I'm getting something from or like whatever it is. And we share the same Amazon account, which is fine because I don't normally buy things like for your birthday or like anniversary. Like, we don't really do that. We didn't even buy each other anything for Christmas this year.
This year was 2024 was a savings year. We did not prioritize buying gifts. And that's okay. Sometimes some years you got to do that.
Yeah.
What advice do you have someone going into their 20s, get a Roth IRA, save money, put it into a high yield savings account, invest your money in index funds within your Roth IRA? Great advice.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any advice?
on the IRAs?
It's okay.
Advice on what?
Nothing. Just in terms of finances.
For someone in their 20s?
For finances.
I mean, why are you patting me on the back like that?
I'm sure you're okay.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay.
The fuck? My advice would be come up with okay, not a routine. That's not the word I was looking for. budget every single month.
Yes.
One thing that I really like to do is take advantage of a good notebook, and you can write down your finances or you can put stuff in your calendar.
Mm-hmm.
And just from the budgeting perspective, since this is my area of expertise, the groceries and eating out, make sure that you plan if you're trying to save money and eating out. Plan like what you're gonna buy and what you're gonna cook for the next couple of weeks. That'll help you really understand what you have in your fridge and to eat it. And I guess for anything else, like, I think learning how to say no is really hard in today's day and age, especially when there are so many fun things out there to do. Like, we have friends, right? Like, and sometimes people ask us to do things, and sometimes it just takes us being transparent in a month where we're really wanting to save money. We're like, no, like, I'm sorry. We would love to, but we're really trying to save money. And if they're good friends, they'll understand. And all of our friends have been like, oh my gosh, like, I completely understand. Let's do something. Like, we can come over, we can play games. Like, that's something that's easy, that's free. So I think knowing how to budget, and also one of my biggest pieces of advice is just to say no. People will understand if they're the right people. That makes sense?
I love it.
Yeah.
Saying no is very important.
Yeah.
What index funds do you invest in? Disclaimer, I am not a financial expert, so I need to say that. Do not follow what I am doing. But in terms of my investments, Apple, FNCMX, which is a composite index fund, FXAIX, that is Fidelity, just the S&P 500, fantastic thing to invest in. JP Morgan, VFIAX, that is Vanguard, and VOO. VOO is an ETF.
Voo.
Is an ETF.
I don't know what it is.
That is the best ETF you can get. It's a Vanguard fund. So if you have Vanguard, use VOO. Put all your money into that, because if I had the opportunity, I would do that. But I'm a Fidelity guy, so I would get
Fidelity guy.
I would get a fee if I went VOO on that.
Voo.
So it's like not a good thing to invest in. But these are fantastic. Like, I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say you're not losing any money on it. But I'm just saying, like, these are fantastic. They're very safe funds that you can put your money in.
You like the VOO?
I like the VOO.
VOO.
Do you have a financial check-in with each other?
Yes.
Once a month. I think if you go into finances too much, like a weekly basis, doing a little much, and that might stress you out. But you got to do it if you're going through a hardship, like what we went through in the beginning months. So I was looking at finances pretty regularly.
Yes. Yeah.
But once a month, we just go to Rocket Money, look at some of the things that we need to do. I write down in my spreadsheet, tracking everything. If you guys are interested in using my spreadsheet, I will try and find a way to get it to you if enough people are interested.
You can create a template and people can download that.
I would love to be able to do that for you guys, but if you're interested.
Yeah, so comment. We should do that. I think that'd be fun.
What percentage of your salaries goes into saving and investments? So after tax, we save approximately 31% of our money. So you if you remember, we spent 105, made 150. 31% of that went into investments or a savings account, which is a high yield savings account, by the way. If you include the 401k, it jumps up to 44% in savings. So we don't save too much in a 401k, just because I think a 401k is great, but that's only if, like, you're going to be staying at a company for a very long time, or if you only have a 401k as your main source of savings. The reason I'm scared of a 401k is, like, if, let's say you need the money, like let's say you have the money in like an investment account, you can technically go ahead and sell your stocks and grab that money if you really need to, and just pay taxes on it. Whereas if you need the money in your 401k, you're gonna pay like 40% tax penalty.
Whoa.
Too much. So don't ever do that. Don't ever take money out of your 401k until you're 55 or 59 and a half. Whatever it is.
That seems so far away, but I feel like that's going to be here so quickly.
Yeah. How do you split your investments, emergency funds, etc.? Index funds only right now, because we have a fully funded emergency fund. So that's set. What apps do you use? I think we already said it. Rocket Money. And then how much do you make on social media was the last question.
Interesting question.
Averaging $500 a month. Once TikTok is gone, probably a little less than that.
I don't know what's going to happen then.
We don't make a ton off social media. We do this for fun. Eventually, we'd like to start making more. but we got to figure out some things.
Well, let me just be transparent here as well. We do brand deals, and we're starting to do more in 2025. So I think that is where our social media money could come from.
Yeah.
But like once the creator fund is gone on TikTok, then like, yeah, that would be different. But like, yeah, we have a few brand deals and things we're doing. So like, that's pretty cool. But yeah, it's fun.
It's fun. And this episode
fun.
was so fun for me. I don't know if it was the same for Hallie, but Hallie was very transparent and honest. And I loved it. We had some great cha.
We did.
Hope you guys were able to grab your cha. And guys, thank you for the third episode. If you have any questions about finances or anything, please leave a comment down below and I will be sure to answer them. I love finances.
You do?
Yeah.
I love finance.
I love
you sound like
I love lamp.
Brick from, yeah. I love money.
I encourage
I love dollar.
you all to look into your finances. Tell me about them or not, but just like look and let me know if it's okay. It's good, bad. If just to know for yourself is very important. If you learned anything from this episode, please comment. And a reminder, everybody, we have a website, www.halfpastjaw.com. So if you have any questions or stories you'd like to share with us,
please
share them. And as always, we love you, Half Past Crew. We thank you for your support. And we will see you next Monday at Half Past Jaw.
This was a really good episode to do in January.
This was a really good episode because
I think.
Now we have a good outline of we're going to go back to.
We're going to revisit this at the end of the year.
Episode 93 be like, oh my God, we spent that much in 2024. Look at us in 2025. Like,
dang.
Not spending any money.
Okay. No, like, okay, since we're here, what would you, after reviewing all this now, what would you take away from all of this?
I need to really focus down on the bigger things rather than the smaller things.
What does that mean?
Like, I think looking at the big picture actually provided more value than focusing on the smaller things. Like, I think I'd focus on like the coffee a little too much rather than focusing on, oh, we spent this much on eating out as a whole. Like, let's reduce that rather than stopping at one coffee shop visit, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think viewing this as like a big picture really just helped me understand the overall view. Like, oh, it's not like that bad. Like, we can reduce here and there, yeah.
Yeah.
But one coffee shop visit isn't going to destroy the world.
I completely agree.
And so I think this is what helped me understand that a little bit more. But now the beginning months still really hurt my soul, but it's okay. We'll be fine.
Well, this beginning month is going well.
Yeah, it's very nice.
Well, we're not going to spend a lot because we'll be in India. So, like, we already paid for our tickets a few months ago. We bought groceries, but, like, we're done spending money now for the rest of the month, which is kind of crazy.
Woohoo! Good night, everybody.
Good night. I love you. I love you.